So, welcome back to another episode of Let's Look At as we continue our way through the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Player's Handbook. So we last left off on classes, multi-class and dual class, and we find ourselves to alignment, which, let's see, I'll read a little bit. After all the steps forward creating a character have been completed, the player must choose an alignment for the character. In some cases, specifically the Paladin, or especially the Paladin, the choice of alignment may be limited. The character's alignment is a guide to his basic moral and ethical attitudes toward others, society, good, evil, and the forces of the universe in general. So that's all. It's pretty much the same. Law, neutrality, and chaos. Good, neutrality, and evil. Alignment combinations. Playing the character's alignment. Non-aligned creatures. Great art. Changing alignment. That's weird. Well, no, it's not weird. That happens. Alignment is a tool, not a straitjacket. It is possible for a player to change his character's alignment after the character is created, either by action or choice. However, changing alignment is not without its penalties. Well, yeah, same as always. So if you're like a paladin and you are good aligned and you suddenly shift, especially in this edition, you would regress. I think you just go to you'd have to pick a new class or something? I'm not sure. I know in 5th edition and 5.5, you could just change. I think it's the DM's discretion whether or not you would lose your powers. I've never had it happen in a campaign, and I've never played as a player in a campaign that has happened, so I wouldn't know. But let's continue. Most often, the character's alignment will change because his actions are more in line with a different alignment. This can happen if the player is not paying attention to the character and his actions. The character gradually assumes a different alignment. For example, a lawful good fighter ignores the village council's plea for help because he wants to go fight evil elsewhere. This action is much closer to chaotic good since the character is placing his desire over the need of the community. The fighter would find himself beginning to drift towards chaotic good alignment. All people have minor failings, however, so the character does not instantly become chaotic good. So it's a gradual thing. Ooh, some fantastic art. Some really good art. Chapter 5, Proficiencies Optional. This is confusing. Most of what a player can do is defined by his race, class, and ability scores. These 3 characteristics don't cover everything, however. Characters can have a wide range of talents, from the potent and intricate arts of magic to the simple and mundane knowledge of how to build a good fire. The character's magic ability, or lack thereof, is defined by his class. Lesser abilities such as fire building... What? The character's magic ability, or lack thereof, is defined by his class. Lesser abilities, such as fire building, are defined by proficiencies. Okay. We got weapon proficiencies. We've got effects of related weapon bonus. Weapon specialization, which is something they've done in 5.5 with, the new ones like cleave. If you're proficient in a weapon, you get special bonuses like cleave or slow, or depending on what you get, which I love. That's the main reason I switched from 5th edition to 5.5 so easily, was because I actually enjoyed the concept of what they were doing with weapons. But non-weapon proficiencies, which include... What? A player character is more than a collection of combat modifiers. Most people have a variety of skills learned over the years. Consider yourself as an example. How many skills do you possess? If you've gone through 12 years of school, were moderately active in after-school programs, and did fairly well in your grades, the following might be a partial list of your skills. Okay, that's why I was confused. I saw things like geometry, basic chemistry, basic physics, basic shop, and I was like, what? Player characters don't need that. And then I saw, in addition to things learned in school, you have also learned things from your parents, friends, scouts, or other groups. You might be able to add any of the following to your list: swimming, hunting, fishing, canoeing, sailing, horseback riding, first aid, animal training, cooking, sewing, embroidery, dancing. Whew. That's just an example of what a proficiency is in the real world. And then over here we have secondary skills: armorer, bowyer, fletcher, farmer, fisher, forester, gambler, groom, animal handling, hunter, jeweler, leather worker, liner / paint, map making, and then it goes on. And then we have non-weapon proficiency, even more, which some of you may recognize: animal handling, I'm about to sneeze. I apologize. Animal handling, language is modern, leatherworking, mining. This is all non-weapon proficiencies, and some of them, like rope use, that would just generally fall under a normal proficiency, a normal ability check now. But we have, like, animal handling is one that I recognize, but I don't really. Blacksmithing, kinda. Carpentry, cobbling, cooking, dancing, direction sense, which I guess is just your sense of direction, literally. We got priest, rogue. Well, for priest, what do we got? Ancient history, which would be like a history check, I'm guessing. Healing, which would probably be medicine. Well, no, maybe not. It might be magically inclined. Language is ancient, musical instrument, navigation, reading and writing, religion, which is now one. And then we get to the rogue, the warrior, the wizard. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. I'm trying not to. Non-weapon proficiency description. Okay, so here we get a little bit. Let's dive right into agriculture. The character has a nod of the basics of farming. This includes planting, harvesting, storing crops, tending animals, butchering, and other typical farming chores. So they kind of explain it in the word in general. Like, you know what our agriculture is. But this is probably just a way of describing it, just in case you are a little on the fence. Say you're like, well, I don't know if this would consider agriculture. I'll read the book. Okay, yes, this would stuff like that. Animal handling, animal lore, animal training, appraising, which is something I don't know what that would fall under now. Maybe an intelligence check. I don't think it'd be an inspection or investigation. Artistic ability, I have none of those. Blacksmithing, blind fighting, which is a character with blind fighting is skilled at fighting in conditions of poor or no light. But this proficiency does not allow spell use. Okay, that's interesting. More fantastic art. Then we keep going. Language is ancient. Leatherworking, mountaineering, musical instrument, which is now just when you get proficiency in it from your... I think it's still background. I could be wrong. Oh, I got the sniffles. I apologize. More fantastic art. Rope use. Okay. Proficiency, some more. Weapon construction. Okay, weaponsmithing. The highly specialized proficiency enables a character to perform the difficult and highly exacting work involved in making metal weapons, particularly those with blades. The character blends some of his skill of the blacksmith with an ability to create blades of strength and sharpness. A fully equipped smithy is necessary to use this proficiency. The time and cost to make various types of weapons are listed on table 41, which is right in front of us. So let's say we want to make a short sword. It's 20 days and 5 silver pieces. That's a lot of time. Oh my. Money and equipment. Starting money. All player characters begin with some amount of cash. This nest egg may be our character's life savings. It may be a gift from his parents to start him out in the world. It may be his booty from an army campaign. Perhaps he discovered a small treasure chest, whetting his appetite for greater and more dangerous prizes. How he came by this money is not important. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. How he came by this money is not important, although it may be fun to know. You are free to create any explanation you want. And then it has starting gold. Warrior is 5d4 times 10. Wizard is 1d4 plus 1 times 10. Rogue is 2d6 times 10. And Priest is 3d6 times 10. Which, why is the wizard so poor? Oh, there we go. Priests can use their money only to purchase equipment and goods. Once all purchases are made, the priest character must return all but 2 or 3 of his remaining gold pieces to his superiors, since his equipment is supplied by his organization. Priests cannot lend any of their initial funds to other characters. Priests. Equipment list. I mean, just look at this. I don't know how well it comes out on the camera. I apologize, but... Household provisioning, transport. A barge is only 500 gold? Okay. A caraval is 10,000. Common carriage is 150. Coach ornated. Ornamented? 7,000. Chariot. Coaster, cog, cura, tracker, or common. And then we have more. Just keeps going. I don't know. The equipment list, it looks... This is like a combination of what was in the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Player's Handbook from 5th edition. Was it? No. Was there stuff? I don't know if that was in... I know that Player's Handbook had basically this. this and this. But I don't know if it had the ships and stuff. I think it did. It might have. It's been a while since I've read through the old player's handbook, and it's been a few days away from when I last read the new player's handbook. But I'm pretty sure it is somewhat similar. There's a lot though. Just looking at it, look at all the swords: glaive, gusarme. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Hook, fetchard, loosen hammer, military fork. Okay. Equipment descriptions. Okay. Transport. Yes, the carball. This ship was sailed in late medieval / early Renaissance times and was a type of ship Columbus used to reach the New World. And how much was it? Carball. Where was it? Carball. Okay, 10,000. I was gonna say. I thought it was a little cheaper. Coaster, also called a round ship. This is a small merchant ship that hugs the coast. Coaster is 5,000 gold pieces. Okay. A Karak. A Karak is 500 only. Yeah, 500 only. That's not bad. No, wait, that's a different ship. Unless they spelled it wrong. I got Karag. I do not have Karak. Yeah, I don't have Karak. So they spelled either this one in here, 500 gold pieces, Curragh, and this one Currach. Weird, but that's only 500 gold pieces. So that's reasonable. Galleon, expected. Miscellaneous equipment, holy item. Holy items are small representations of all those things revered by religions: stars, crosses, hammers, rosaries, anointed oils, blessed wine, sacred teachings, and more. Just what constitutes a holy item depends on the campaign your character is in. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty bog standard. Oil, spyglass, thieves' picks. This is a small collection of tools used to help burglars. The kit includes one or more skeleton keys, long metal picks, a long nose clamp, a small handsaw, and a small wedge and hammer. These, combined with some common tools, such as a crowbar, make up most of the special equipment a thief needs to perform his trade. Okay. A water clock. This bulky item is good for giving the time accurate to a half hour, activated by a regulated flow of drops. The water clock is not something you carry in your pocket. For it to work at all, it must have a source of water and be left undisturbed. Okay. Weapons. Oh my goodness, so many weapons. Bronze plate mail, we're here. Military fork, I want to read that one. Military fork. This is one of the simplest modifications of a peasant's tool, since it is little more than a pitchfork fixed to a longer shaft. With time strengthened and straightened, the military fork serves well. The need for cutting and cleaving eventually often results in combining the fork with other weapons. Okay. You got armor. Fabulous art. A little blurry. Getting into and out of armor, yeah. Encumbrance, optional rules. So even back then it was optional. Even though, a lot of people say the old editions were were a lot more hardcore for, like poison. This is second edition, so maybe they've gone easy, but I know in the old editions, poison instantly killed. I think it still does in this edition. So I'm a little surprised that encumbrance is optional. And then we get into it. My goodness, look at all the charts. And then we're getting to magic. And I think that's where we'll call it. It's a little shorter, but I kind of want to save magic for its whole own thing because it's going to be a lot. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. And see you next time.